How you doing, Mike?
Doing good.
That's great. That's great. So, what do you do and what brings you here?
Yeah, I'm here as an entrepreneur, but really here to tell a story about how we create a robust entrepreneurial ecosystem here in Flint. I've had a lot of experience doing this kind of work in the Ann Arbor area for the state of Michigan, out in Rochester, New York, and I want to share some of that knowledge with all of my, friends and family members here in the city of Flint.
Why don't you explain the ecosystems? What is that, really?
Yeah.
We hear about it a lot.
Well, in the entrepreneurial world, there's a few things that make up a robust ecosystem. The first and foremost is talent. You've got to have people who have ideas, and those ideas then get developed into potential business models. So talent is number one. The second thing that's really important is that you have resources, and resources in terms of funding and other resources that could perhaps help you with building a business out. It might be consultants who can help with business strategy, who can help with marketing strategies, legal, a variety of different types of consulting needs that are needed. And then there's other organizations who actually provide support to organizations that can help. And so literally it's about bringing all those resources together, or at least identifying them in a way that makes sense, so that entrepreneurs can very easily get access to help them launch whatever type of business they're thinking about.
So, you're a native of Flint, so are you back here now to see I think you have your ear to the ground maybe a little better than someone who is not from here, don't you think?
Yeah. Well, I still have a lot of family and friends here. And so I'm in Flint on a regular basis. I can't count how many times I was here over the summer, especially as the water crisis was really unfolding in terms of the response to it and trying to be helpful. I am not living in Flint right now, but I do spend a lot of time here, and I'm trying to be as helpful as possible as Flint looks to reinvent itself from an entrepreneurial standpoint.
So what do you think about its present situation, the water crisis and so forth?
Well, I mean, a lot of good things are happening, and I'm familiar with the activities that are underway with the mayor's team, with the state and the governor, some of the funding that's being made available to Flint. I mean, those are all the right things. It can never happen fast enough. I think that's probably the most important point. But at the same time, it's a process, and we've got to go ahead and work it and just stay focused on it and not allow ourselves to get distracted onto other things. We've got to ensure that Flint has a vibrant future, and that future includes good water and good schools and a vibrant community and good neighborhoods and so many other things.
A good,
and of course,
sustainable,
and an entrepreneurial ecosystem, so that we really jumpstart business activity here in the city.
That's what I'm noticing, even down in Detroit, the entrepreneurism, especially of a lot of the younger people. How do you feel about that?
Well, I was involved with Detroit's activities when it was at its lowest point. I've traveled the world, you name it, whether it was Asia, Europe, even the Middle East, on behalf of the state of Michigan, looking for opportunities for investment in Detroit when it was at its low point. I remember traveling to China, and bankruptcy generally translates into seeking or no longer existing, or ceasing to exist is probably a better way to put it in Mandarin. And so imagine going to a country like China, where you're trying to get investors and business people to consider locating in Michigan and in Detroit, and their biggest question to you is, if I locate there, will Detroit cease to exist? And so overcoming that, and if you travel to China now, they will tell you they're very interested in Michigan and very interested in Detroit, because we were able to overcome those objections by demonstrating that Detroit would in fact be a vibrant city again. Detroit is starting to come back. It's still got a long way to go, but Flint can have the exact same outcome if we stay focused on it. And that's what this is all about, is ensuring that Flint gets the same kind of outcome that other distressed cities have had.
Well, there used to be a motto here in Flint that David told me about. It was cars roll out and money comes in. That was their motto. Do you think there's a motto going on now? Or what would be the motto of Flint?
Yeah, and that's a very accurate motto, because as I was growing up, I'm a kid of the 50s, and it was very prosperous, and everyone who wanted work got work. When I graduated high school, as many of my friends that wanted to went to work in the plants, and those who chose to go to college went to college, and everybody was equally prosperous, which is an ideal scenario. Today, we've got to reinvent Flint. We've got to in fact, be intentional about seeding entrepreneurs and providing them with not just the resources that they need, but also providing what I like to describe as navigation support to help
Yes,
individuals
yes.
understand how to navigate all these resources that are made available. They're out there. But if you don't know how to get access to them and you don't have folks who can coach you through the various processes, you tend to miss opportunities. And that's a lot of what happens here in Flint. And we've got to do things to help enable it.
Right, because if you give the people the money, but they don't know the things they need to do or other roadblocks that they could run into, you know, there should be a training or something.
Well, it's not even a question of giving them the money. Most folks, there's resources that are available, either debt, there's a limited amount of grants available, there's investors who are willing to invest on an equity basis in companies, and most entrepreneurs that I talk to really don't understand how to get access to those individuals.
Okay.
So some of it is finding out how to get access to these resources, even though they're out there. What does it take to actually go and get a bank loan or an SBA loan? Or how do you find angel investors or venture capitalists if you have a high growth potential business? I mean, how do you get access to state and local grants to help you grow? Those are the kinds of things that entrepreneurs in the city of Flint need help with.
Well, I guess what I was talking about is people knowing how to do a business plan, basic things like that when you're thinking of starting up a business, even if it's pie making.
Well, that's part of the navigation support that's needed. It's helping
yes.
someone finalize a business plan and helping them identify market opportunities, whether they're local or around the world, or what I call business-to-business opportunities. Those are all a part of having a robust ecosystem and then bringing those resources to the entrepreneur.
So right now, Flint can take advantage of this attention that they're getting too, don't you think?
Flint not only can, but it should. And so it takes an organized effort. It takes a lot of collaboration between the leadership in the community. It's a
Yes.
combination of elected leaders, the business community, philanthropy, all coming together with the private sector to ensure that Flint takes advantage of this situation that it finds itself in.
Excellent, excellent. This is so hopeful. It's so hopeful. And I think part and parcel of the community is hope.
I agree. I don't think people in Flint have ever lost hope. As I mentioned, I still have lots of family here, thousands of friends here. And
Thousands, wow.
the friends that I talk to, my family, when I talk to them, they haven't lost hope. They have great pride in Flint.
Right.
I have pride in Flint, and that's the reason I'm here today.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is exciting.
Yeah,
This
good.
is
Thank
really,
you.
really exciting.
Thank you.
Good luck with it.
Thank you.